Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Growing up, we always say in movies, women fall in love with men, and these men would be so lovable, so understanding, so caring, but broke. And we always say in movies that men who are rich and powerful were mean and they were violent and they were just abusive. So we kind of grew knowing that just because you find a man with lesser means doesn't mean that he's less of a man and that he can't love you right. And today when I look back at it, I'm like, these executives made so much money through this storyline by creating movies whereby women would be forced to choose between financially stable men and broke men, and for some reason the broke guy in the movie would be super caring, super understanding, always there for the girl, while the rich guy would always be busy at work, never has time for this woman, always ignores her calls, and always misses special occasions like birthdays and anniversaries and stuff like that. And so growing up, we as women are conditioned to believe that we should always go for the guy who isn't really like financially stable but has a heart. And you know, when these movies are put out by these executives, they are put out to a very impressionable audience, because at 10 years old, what do you know about love? You just know what you see on TV. At 14, what do you know about love? You know nothing about love, and you kind of get exposed to this notion of love through TV. They kind of show you that you should go for the guy who might not have much but he really cares about you, but you're also not shown that a man can actually be financially stable and still be loving, caring and understanding. And this has led to a lot of consequences for women in our society, because this has really led to a lot of single moms and a lot of broken homes. Creating such movies and putting them out to young impressionable young ladies and women for financial gain is really sad, because you don't get to see the consequences on the other side, especially when these women and these young girls don't have anyone to like guide them and tell them otherwise. They end up believing what they see on TV. TV is very influential and it has been designed to influence the public. But when you put out sitcoms and romantic comedies and movies that create this impression that it is better to settle for a broke guy who is caring, understanding, loving and always there for you, don't really see how that could lead to very harsh consequences, especially for a young lady who has no guidance at all and who believes what they see on TV. That's why we should be very careful about TV babysitting our kids, because sometimes they get to watch stuff that you don't even know they watch, and based on movies that sell and make money for executives, it is this kind of movies whereby a girl is torn between a financially stable guy and a broke guy, and somehow the viewer is made to see that the broke guy is a better choice. So this thing has been made mainstream, especially in the last 20 years, and this is wrong. Like, why would they push this to be mainstream? Why wouldn't they push women to be in safe, reliable, stable relationships where the man is the provider, as it has been said in the Bible? Why push young women to be in relationships with men who are financially unstable? Because we can still meet guys who are loving, caring and understanding and still financially stable. And so you find that women who end up following this blueprint end up paying in the long run. They end up getting married to guys who are not financially stable. They end up supporting families. They end up being the sole breadwinner in some homes, and they end up having a really hard life, while the woman who went on to marry a financially stable man who's a provider ends up having a totally different life. It's trifling that movie executives feel the need to sell this storyline to young impressionable girls and feel the need to make this mainstream, because that's just wrong, because you don't know how many people you are misdirecting. And because of the mainstreaming of this storyline, in the last 20 years we have seen so many women end up paying child support in case their marriages don't work, because they married men who are not financially stable, men who ended up exploiting them. We've also seen so many single mom homes come up in the last 20 years. We've also seen a lot of broken homes because of this, and definitely there are men who take advantage of this, and they'll be like, oh, I might not have enough money but I will love you right, I will take care of you you, I will always be there for you. And many women end up falling for it because it's what they've seen on TV. It is what the media has exposed them to. There are very few scenarios whereby women end up marrying men who are not financially stable and end up growing together and succeeding together. But there are also situations whereby they end up marrying the same kind of guy and end up being left. They have to support their households by themselves. This narrative really has harsh consequences for women, and we should be very careful when we expose our daughters to such, because these people are making money at the expense of our kids. Kids are very impressionable, and once a kid sees this, like if they don't have a parent who will step in and tell them the truth, they will end up following this blueprint and they might end up living a really tough life. So we should kind of be careful about what we expose our kids to, and we should also know that these executives are making money at the expense of so many young ladies. You should actually see the backlash. If a woman posts on social media today and says she wants a man who's a provider, who's financially stable, who's a protector, just like in the Bible, you will see so many young men bash you in the comments saying how much you're a gold digger. But it's not really a crime to want what the Bible says you should have. I really blame a lot of Nollywood films and a lot of Black American films for pushing this narrative and making it a mainstream narrative where young ladies should settle for less and where they should accept the bare minimum. So those are my thoughts. I would like to give a shout out to Fashole Luke II from the Luke clan in Sierra Leone. He is a lawyer and an arbitrator doing such an amazing job in the law industry. I'd urge you to check some of the things he's done and some of the initiatives he's also done to give back to the society. Luke II is actually the son of Desmond Luke, a politician from Sierra Leone who is a descendant of the Luke clan, who owned the Fernando plantations in Sierra Leone. They were actually the richest family in West Africa during the pre-colonial era, and Fashole Luke II has made it his mission in life to help as many people as possible and to give back to the society. And he's a really inspirational figure who has a heart of gold. Many know him as the Robin Hood of West Africa, so I'd urge you to check out some of the work he's done. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.